Hello everybody, welcome once again to Saptarishis Astro Learning Series. Today we have on board a very senior astrologer, somebody who has a passion for astrology and does not practice it professionally. Professionally, he is a businessman. Mr. VK Sachadeva ji, आपको very big welcome, a hearty welcome, and a little from us. He is a businessman. One turning point in his life turned him towards astrology, and after that, there was no looking back for him. He considers astrology a passion that he has been pursuing relentlessly for the last 25 years. He comes across as a very humble human being, and yet, if you see the kind of researches that he does, they're amazing. One day we will take you across to his Nakshatra series research on marriage. But for now, we have from him and research on Nakshatras once again, but of a different type. It relates to the Tattvas and it is called the Mansa Nakshatra. Sir, welcome. And sir, we'd like you to speak a few words about yourself and on astrology before we take it further.
Thank you very much. As you told, I was doing my business and somehow circumstances pushed me to come in this line. And it's 25 years ago. And till today, I'm completely devoted to this divine science. It's a great science and I have a passion, as you told earlier. That's all.
Thank you, sir. So before we start on, for the readers, could you please explain what Mansa Nakshatra is and what this entire teaching will all be about?
Yeah, sure. Actually, the factual role of Manas is that of an interpreter between the body and the soul. As the strongest invisible sensory faculty, Shastra placed Manas at number 6 in the category of 6 sensory faculties. It expresses the reactions of all possible worldly affairs on a person. This is a sensory platform where Panch Tattva speaks in their languages and the Manas expresses the reactions. In other words, all possible reactions, feelings on a human mind manifest via Manastara. Literally, this Manas Nakshatra is known for the mapping of agony and anxiety on the mind. Nowadays, this Nakshatra-based principle is almost forgotten. Maybe due to enough literature is not available, but it doesn't mean that this system is vanished. I see still many geniuses are using it in making perfect predictions. This is about the Manas.
Sir, one more point here is that you are not taking the mind to be the Manas. The Manas, as you are explaining, is the word man that we have in Hindi or in Sanskrit, right? Correct? Please do correct me if I am wrong.
No, you are saying right. But when we speak about the Manas, there is an interaction between the mind and the heart.
Okay, sir.
Some people say we are taking thing on the heart, but some it says we are taking on the Manas. But when we are saying Manas, it is on our head.
Okay.
It's a starting point from the heart and it is coming up to the head. This is the vibration center.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So we'll move on to your
good question.
PPT.
So we can proceed and come to all these 5 Nakshatras. So please, can we have the first slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
thank you. Thank you. In the 28 nakshatra scheme, the 25th nakshatra is known as the Manas Nakshatra, as per the literature. But in fact, 25th Manas Nakshatra is only the starting point, and the Janam Nakshatra is the end point, or one can say vice versa. In between these two edges, 26, 27, 28 nakshatras also equally participate in the manifestation of all possible reactions on the human mind.
Okay, sir.
Each of these 5 nakshatras shows the reactions of respective 5 tattvas, negative as well as positive.
Okay.
But here we are talking about only afflictions. So the complete breach of 5 nakshatras covers all types of sufferings a human can suffer in this manifested world. Each tattva holds a lot of significances. So it is difficult to say what could be the exact reason for the anxiety on the mind. Maybe due to the effect on the body or the lack of resources that particular tattva holds. But one thing is sure, that the reason of anxiety must be related to the afflicted particular tattva.
Wow.
And
This
sir,
is
the order of the nakshatras, as you said, the Janma nakshatra is the Prithvi tattva, right?
right.
The earth. And the 25th is the air or the Vayu tattva. The 26th is the
Yes.
fire or the Agni. The
Yeah.
27th is Akash or ether. And
Very good.
28th is water and Jala. So,
Correct.
sir, when we come to this 28th nakshatra, does it imply that we also take into account the Abhijita nakshatra that is generally not taken in our day-to-day lives?
Yes, you are right. But when we talk about 28 nakshatra, let me see your slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this slide. While considering, we consider 28 nakshatra scheme, name of Abhijit nakshatra comes up. And it is true that this nakshatra is placed far from the ecliptic belt and have a very little physical influence on the zodiac and on the planets. But it is equally true that it has a special spiritual status and also being one of the brightest stars. Abhijit don't have own physical individual space in the 360 degree of ecliptic.
Right.
And Shraman, these two nakshatras gave some of their own places to Abhijit.
Yes, sir.
Thus, in astrology, when considering a living object, noted living object, Abhijit is not taken. But
Okay.
while considering other than living being, Abhijit participate due to its special spiritual significance. Some people differentiate the usage according to mundane versus spiritual matters. And this is the reason why considering the role of special nakshatras and pantha, which is also known as varna, and some special chakras, we do adopt 28 nakshatra scheme, not 27.
Okay.
Am I clear?
So what, absolutely, sir. So what, in your terms, would be an affliction?
Yeah. So before, you're right, before we take an example to understand how to see this affliction in a chart, it is important to know how a nakshatra and a planet therein get afflicted. So, the next slide, please. Here we can see how we can map the afflictions. Next slide, please.
Sure. Stop.
No, the earlier one. That's the second slide.
Sir,
Yeah. Okay. There are three types of afflictions. Number one, close conjunction of two planets restrict the freedom of other planet to work properly. Sometimes it's like a Graha Yuddha, a fight between the two planets. And sometimes, in fact, it is a Graha Yuddha.
yes, it is.
Yeah, and such conjunction with enemy planets specifically gives more negative approach. And the second affliction, just as a person stumbles while walking, the same way moving planets also throw kicks. The distance of such fall of a kick, you can say where the kick will fall, can be mapped by counting the numbers of nakshatra from the placement of respective planets.
Okay.
These kicks are always considered bad, highly inauspicious.
Okay.
Maybe that of a friendly planet. Okay? And the third affliction, as the planets have aspects on the houses and signs, same way they do have aspect on the nakshatras.
Okay.
Aspect of any enemy planet is always considered inauspicious. These three types of affliction we have to see while considering the affliction on the Manas Nakshatras, which also afflict the tattva of that particular nakshatra.
Thank you, sir. The kick or the lath was very well defined. Now, can never forget the stumbling and the moving of the kick into that particular nakshatra. Thank you, sir.
Right. So, let's take it further.
In
We
that,
are coming to next slide, please.
Yes, yes, Inge, you had a question.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Would you
No, you're welcome.
would you consider this Sarvobhatra chakra as well as a aspecting point? Because there we can see which nakshatra get aspected by which
Planet.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
we do.
Okay. Good.
Because that's a 28 nakshatra scheme. Sarvovada Chakra, we consider 28 nakshatra.
Yes.
And their aspects also works the same way.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So, sir, we come to the affliction of aspect of particular planet on the nakshatra count. As you said, that every planet also aspects a particular nakshatra.
Right.
Sir, if my question here is, if Sun is aspecting the 14th nakshatra from its position, and it happens to be that of Jupiter, and Jupiter being a friendly planet, then it's supposed to be a beneficial aspect, I take it?
Yeah, sure. It's the same way. As we consider on the houses and the signs, the same way it is focused on the nakshatras also. If that's a friendly planet, the aspect is good. If the enemy is wrong, it's malefic.
So sun aspects the 14th and the 15th nakshatra from the place, from the nakshatra that it is sitting in. Sir, is it an inclusive count or an exclusive count?
Inclusive. Inclusive. It's inclusive. It's
Moon
same
also. Yes,
we
sir.
consider in the houses. It counts start from the where it is placed.
Yes.
Same way, we count the nakshatra where it is placed.
Okay, sir. Moon is also 14th and 15th. Mars aspects the 1st, 3rd, 7th, 8th and 15th nakshatra from it. Mercury
Right.
and Venus 1st and 15th each. Jupiter 10th, 15th and 19th.
Correct.
And Saturn 3rd, 5th, 15th and 19th from its placement.
Right. Right.
So we come to how the birth nakshatra which contaminates the Prithvi Tattva. So what
Sure,
does it
sure.
mean and what are its effects?
We are starting from the first one. The first Manas Nakshatra comes, the birth nakshatra where the moon is placed.
Okay, sir.
Moon nakshatra is counted as the first nakshatra.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows earth element. And any affliction on the birth nakshatra and on the moon placed therein contaminate the Prithvi Tattva, which further affects the Kriya Shakti. What is Kriya Shakti? The working force, working energy of a person.
Okay.
As a result, person becomes irreversible, stubborn, intolerant, selfish, and cynical, and he finds himself unable to create a stable base in this world for his own physical needs. Lack of money in today's age is also considered as the biggest curse. All money-related problems also comes in this earth category. So, sometimes contaminated earth element manifest on the physical levels also. Any problem with feet, legs, walking, knee, absence of odor, anal addiction, and the inability doing these actions properly results in the psychological frustration of the mind. This is all earth element, affliction of the earth elements.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sir.
Here one thing is important to keep in mind regarding all tattva afflictions. That afflicted nature or bodily sufferings and action reactions of the society could be either the cause of anxiety, frustration on the mind, or the anxiety of the mind results into the afflicted nature and response of the society. But here we are focusing only on the anxiety on the manas, and which is there in both the stages.
Right. Yes. You're saying that the cause could be both. One could be cause, the other could be effect, or one could be effect, the other could be cause. But
Exactly.
for now, we will see how the chart says. But sir,
Yes.
here we see a lot of calculation required in coming to the lath or the how to know the affliction. Is a lot of calculation for that required. A lot of maths required.
Yes, you can say in starting one may feel it exhaustive to calculate all kicks and aspects, but nothing to worry. All these afflictions one can say instantly without going into the calculations. It is available in the Jehora under the category of Nakshatra aspects and Lata. I would like to thank Mr. P.V.R. Narasimha Rao for giving such an excellent free software to the community of astrologers and researchers. Indeed, it's a great example of selfless karma by a noble soul. I admire.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, nothing to worry for the calculation. Just go to the aura and have a quick access. Everything is clear there.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for that, for relieving our audience of one heavy calculation. Coming back to our chart, wherein
Sure.
we
Let
have...
us start. Yeah, we are starting the charts so that the concept should be very much clear to all.
Yes, sir.
So, first chart, I think this is a chart of a male native who struggled with a severe disease affecting his lower body and he was unable to move. He faced a lot of anxiety as he also could not get proper treatments due to financial crisis. See, his birth nakshatra is Ashwini. Now see, there is a kick of sun falling on the Ashwini and the moon there. Both the things are getting the kick. And enemy planet Venus also have a aspect on Ashwini and moon. And the third one also, enemy planet Saturn too have a aspect on the Ashwini and moon. So these all situations that nakshatra become afflicted, so the earth element also get afflicted, and this person faced a lot of trauma due to this affliction.
Okay, sir. It's a very clear cut, and it's a very simple, coming to see that it's a very simple, if we can understand the concept, so thank you. It's a very simple thing, but it might look a little difficult in the times, but it is very simple.
Once you
Second,
go through 10, 15 charts, you will be very, very clear in this concept. Let us take another chart. The next one. This chart belongs to a selfish, cheater and stubborn person. Can you believe? This person is living in a disputed rented house and not paying rent from the last 8 years. Always keep an eye on the other's pocket, having some defects in his hips. His moon in Anuradha Nakshatra and in the fourth pada, which is bordered by Saturn. And Saturn is his Atamkarak also. So Saturn is a strong influence. Here, enemy planet Mercury also placed an aspect on Anuradha in the same pada. Very close conjunction. And so as a result of close conjunction of these two enemy planets, this person always remain in anxiety due to short of money. I know this person from the last 10 years. I never see he has much money in his pocket. Always, please give me, please give me, please give me. And due to all this affliction. So, clear? Prithvi Tattva is clear?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. So, let us take another Manas Nakshatra, which is 28th Nakshatra from the birth nakshatra. It comes in the category of water element. Affliction to this 28th nakshatra contaminates Jal Tattva, which further affects on the Ichha Shakti, the will power of the person. It's connected with the water. Person suffers agony, anxiety, confusions, disdain, purposeless life, inferiority complex, and the frustrations. More frustration arises due to the loss of respect, status, and inability to make independent decisions. And all these things make the person's life more vulnerable. On the physical level, in addition to these afflictions, body's sexual organs, reproductive system disorders also originate from the water impurities. This nakshatra is also known in the special nakshatra scheme. People know it as a Abhisheka nakshatra. It has a specific name. The 28th nakshatra is a Abhisheka nakshatra, which means the coronation, a requisition of the status, which also comes from the blessings of Jal Tattva. Let us take an example. The slide, please. The next example chart. This person was doing very odd jobs with no status. Somehow he arranged some fake degree of law and started practicing. In a few days, he was caught by the authorities and got punished. He suffered a lot of humiliation. Someone asked him, why he did that? He said, at the behest of my wife. Look, the kicking planet Mars is Dharakarak. He is having 2 handicapped children. On the chart, we see 28 nakshatra from moon is Vishakha. And the sun, which is known for status and the law, is placed in. Mars Dharakarak is having a kick as well as aspect on Vishakha and sun. So, his wife becomes a cause of his humiliation. And you know, Dharakarak also stands for the wealth. Keeping wealth in mind, money in mind, she kicked. And he suffered. This is the affliction of water, Jal Tattva. Let us take another chart. The next one, please.
Sir.
This chart belongs to a lady. Doctors found cancer in her private parts. She also faced 2 miscarriages in her life. She is living in inharmonious relation with her husband. Due to all these circumstances, she is passing through great pain of agony and anxiety from a long time. This is the example of a afflicted Jal Tattva. 28 nakshatra from the Janam nakshatra Swati becomes Chitra, which is lorded by Mars. Apparently, there is no planet in Chitra. But enemy planet Venus is having a kick on this Chitra. Jupiter and enemy planet Saturn also having aspect on Chitra. So, this nakshatra got affliction, Jal Tattva got affliction, and these symptoms happen and the prostration come to our mind. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Let us take the third one.
Yes, sir.
The 27th nakshatra. From the Janam nakshatra represent ether element. Affliction on this nakshatra contaminates Akash Tattva. And the Adi Shakti. What is Adi Shakti? The uniting force. The world is united. And here this Akash Tattva is work. Prostration due to the afflicted Akash Tattva makes a person separatist, antisocial activist, There may be hearing problems, mutated, egoistic, and lonely. And due to all these, he feels distant from the mainstream of the society. The person does not know how to love, value others, and understand others' emotions. But on the contrary, expects others should care for his feeling. The natural cold response of other people makes him more fumed. Here, one thing to note, that this agony, the frustration, can burst inward or maybe outward. It depends on the strength of the planet involved. In the next example, it will be clear.
Yes, Inge, please go ahead, ask your question. Okay.
Okay. Besides these types of afflictions, the native also suffers bodily, like in the neck, face, mouth, or disorder of the communication system of the body. These are also the affliction of Akash Tattva. Okay? So,
Sir, so a question here is, this is, Akash is something that is encompassing everything. If this Tattva is afflicted, so the encompassment or the fact that you are part of one is gone from a person. Is this what you are also implying, that you feel as you are separate, not part of the entire entity?
yes, it's a bonding force. It bonds everything. If the Akash Tattva is not cooperating, everything goes separated. Even the rest of four Tattvas, to make them combined, it is Akash Tattva who is binding all these Tattvas.
Okay,
so that everything manifested word comes, it was like a glue.
Wow.
To keep everything intent. So when it goes, everything goes off.
Okay, sir.
This one piece body is why it is one piece.
Divided.
Akash Tattva. If Akash Tattva says me goodbye, this body will not remain in a one part.
It will be divided. It will go all its own separate ways.
Exactly. This is what I mean.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
does it include psychological issues as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You are not focusing on any subject.
Yes.
Your mind is disturbed.
Mental disorder even.
Yes.
Okay.
So let us take some of the charts on this Akash Tattva. Right?
Yes, sir.
The next one.
Sir, this one is the chart, the first for the Akash Tattva.
Yeah, Muhammad, John Allen. Okay?
Okay, sir.
This chart belongs to Muhammad John Allen, America's most wanted terrorist. He left his first wife and the second wife left him. Lack of conjugal relations, togetherness. He faced disciplinary charges and convicted to death penalty. We see on the chart, his Janam Nakshatra is Mrikshara and the 27th is Kritika, lorded by sun. Apparently there is no planet in Kritika. Sun, which represents law. Here we see the sun himself is kicking on the Kritika, his own star.
Yes.
What a wonderful thing. I'm kicking my own home. And in addition to this, Rahu, which is known as a lawbreaker, is also kicking that Kritika. This is the example of outburst. Because why he become the terrorist? His Lagna Lord Jupiter is in the directional strength in own house. And if we see in Ashtakvarga, he is having 7 points.
Wow.
2 strong, 7 points. He was having a strength and he was pressed.
Wow.
Now we see, now we take the second chart, also on the contaminated Akash Tattva. This lady, unmarried, she failed in her love relationships. She lost her father in her young age. All these symptoms confirm that she is a victim of afflicted Akash Tattva. Her birth nakshatra is Magha, and the 27th become Pushya, Lord Saturn. Here one thing is more interesting, that Saturn is also her Atamkarak. When any Atamkarak involved, it means that planet have a special significance.
Okay.
That's why we are declaring here that which is Atamkarak and which is Darakarak. They have some special significance. Okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
There is no planet in the Pushya, but any planet Mars is kicking and aspecting this Pushya nakshatra. There is some more further indication. There are 3 nakshatra of each planet, which are a trinal. They place trinal, and they give an impression of sporting to each other. Okay? Saturn's other nakshatra is Anuradha. The trinal sportive nakshatra is also afflicted, as it is having a kick of sun and moon, both. Look at the strength of Saturn. It's a Lagna Lord as well as Atamkarak, and it should be a strong, but it is retro and too weak and afflicted. In Ashtakvarga, it is strength of only 2 points. So prostration is involved.
Sir,
Outburst.
yes.
Yes.
Sir, so here, in her case, everything went inside.
Yes. She's burning inside.
Yes.
She can't express her emotions. She don't have a courage. That's the difference of this frustration. It is coming out or coming in. Okay?
Okay, sir. Moving on to the next tattva, sir. Agni tattva.
So the 26th nakshatra from the birth nakshatra represent the fire elements. Affliction to this nakshatra contaminates Agni tattva and the Gyan Shakti, the power of knowledge. Anxiety due to contaminated Agni tattva makes a person lack of foresightness and wisdom, because our wisdom is known as Agni tattva, the blessing of Agni. That also got contaminated. This makes a person lack of wisdom, health loss, cruelty, exploitive negative thinking, jealous, greedy, disgraced. This is all, everything is related with the Agni Tattva. In addition, disease is related to stomach, intestine, digestions, visual impairment. All these diseases also occur in the Agni Dosha. We see next there are charts where we can clear it, how this Agni Tattva get contaminated. Okay? So this chart belongs to a politician whose 26th nakshatra representing Agni is afflicted and causing him anxiety on his manas. And as a result, he becomes a well-known personality of a stubborn nature and a lack of foresightness. See here, his birth nakshatra is Mula, and the 26th becomes Vishakha. Sun is kicking this Vishakha. An enemy to Jupiter, Saturn, is also having an aspect on the Vishakha. Here we note this Saturn is his Atamkarka. His soul is rejecting. His soul's wish, you have to suffer with this Agni. Okay?
Right. And sir, Jupiter is also, as in the last example that you had given us, Jupiter here again is retrograde. So it is something that one needs to consider.
Yeah, it have more effect on this one. Retro, he will strike 2 or 3 times, again and again. So it's more afflicted. It is considered as a more afflicted.
Yes, retrograde means trying to do it, redoing everything. Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. Let us take another chart, one more.
Yes, sir.
This native, a great cine actor.
We all know him. We all know him.
Okay.
Our favorite.
Quite famous person and great personality.
Even me know him.
Yeah. He got a punch on his stomach, damaging his liver. He is passing through great agony and anxiety, even after passing that incident long ago. In spite of having great name and resources, till today he is suffering with the uncomfortable, regular, precautionary remedial measures. When we see his chart, his birth nakshatra is Swati. And the 26th nakshatra becomes Uttara Falguni, lorded by Sun. Here we see Jupiter, even it's a friendly planet to Sun, but the kick is bad. Jupiter is kicking on the Uttara Falguni.
How come?
And no other, and no planet placed in Uttara Falguni. So its Lord Sun is hurt, and which is the Atamkark of this actor. Can say this Agni at the soul level. It's a long bad 25 years, but still he is suffering.
So it is a suffering that is manifesting in his own body.
Own body. It's a body level.
It's something that is not happening outside of him.
Yeah, it depends.
But it's an Atmakaraka which is getting afflicted, which is getting kicked.
And so which is inward. Correct. Which is inward, not outward. Okay?
Moving on to the next 25th nakshatra, the last one.
Right. This 25th nakshatra from the birth nakshatra is called the actual Manas nakshatra as per the literature. And it represents air element. Afflicted, this nakshatra contaminates Vayu Tattva and the Parashakti. What is Parashakti? This is the higher senses of the person. Agni and anxiety. Yeah.
Like
Agni and anxiety. Sorry?
Excuse me. Like intuition powers also.
Yeah. you can say intuition powers, the higher senses,
All.
we use in the yoga and all the high levels.
Foresight.
Yes, foresightness. These are all higher senses.
Yes. Thank you.
Agni and anxiety due to contaminated Vayu Tattva makes a person victim of jealousy, lust, anger, fear, selfish love, and face resistance of the society with hatredness. Lack of positive response to these feelings make the person highly possessive. I want this. It should not be gone. This frustration can also burst outward or maybe inward, depending on the strength of the planets involved. Okay? This addition on the physical level, where it afflicts heart, lungs, circulation, lack of touching sense, arthritis, all type of vata dosha in arms, hands. These are all related to this air tattva.
Yes, sir.
To make it more clear, we'll take some charts.
Yes, sir.
Next chart.
This chart is of the person we are to discuss. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one is French serial rapist. Okay?
Yes, sir.
This son was caught and sent to the prison. But due to the agony and anxiety, he tried to commit suicide several times. And lastly, he was found hanging with his scarf in his cell. What the word says, the paschatap in Hindi. He felt guilty and could not face circumstances, and he commits suicide. When we see his chart, his birth nakshatra is Pushya, and the 25th nakshatra becomes Rohini, lauded by moon. And here we see the Mars placed in the Bharni nakshatra is kicking and aspecting this Rohini. Again, moon and Mars are friends, but friendly kick is also dangerous. And this affliction comes in the shape of rapist, and he found guilty himself and committed suicide.
Okay.
Let us take one more chart.
Yes, sir.
In this chart, this highly desperate cine actress who could not tolerate the agony and anxiety due to the betrayal of her boyfriend, and she commits suicide. You see, affliction is so strong in the first example as well as in the second. Both committed suicide.
Okay, so the mind, the Vayu Tattva, the mind is also a very strong part in the Vayu Tattva, right, sir?
Yeah, air is everything. From head to toe, air moves throughout the body.
So it also depends on the mind.
Even our prana vayu, that's also represents the air tattva.
So the lungs, the mind, everything gets afflicted because of
everything gets afflicted. Very correct. So when we see our birth nakshatra is Reti, and the 25th becomes Dhanishta, lauded by Mars. Venus is placed in Reti, and kicking this Dhanishta, the 25th Manas nakshatra. Here the affliction arises. In this chart, there is an additional point for researchers. Some people may be interested to make some more researches. Lagna, which is also known as a body, which represents our body, is in Adra Nakshatra, which is also getting a kick of Darakarak Jupiter. Darakarak is what? The spouse, representing a spouse. So she left her body. It's a matter of search. If one is interested, he can do more search on this one. So these are all the 5 nakshatra. I hope it's clear with the examples.
Yes, sir. Very clear. And a very beautiful chart here by you, where you have actually stated everything out, that which is the element and which is the graha that rules that element. Sir, what does this syllable mean?
Syllable means, I'm not following you.
Sir, in this chart that you have given, Mansa Nakshatra, a Vedic mythological approach, what would the column syllable stand for? Is it the mantra, Mool mantra, Bij mantra associated with that element?
Speak one more time. What's about the syllable, Anuradha?
Okay. Sir, in this chart of yours, you have given a column called syllable along with the element, the Shakti, the Chakra, the Panchanan Shiva, and the Kalpa. Sir, so what is the meaning of this chart and how is it integrated through the columns and the periods?
Actually, this syllable means the akshara.
Okay. The Bij Akshar for each tattva?
Yes, you can say like this. Actually, 5 elements represented by 5 planets, which are known as a Panch Tara, and the 5 chakras in the body.
Yes, sir.
Who are the focal points of 5 Shaktis? Just I said in this Adi Shakti, Agni Shakti. So these 5 Shaktis are represented by 5 Tara planets, and all these things relate to Panchanan Shiva's 5 faces. That's why people say this Panchanan Shiva represent 5 tattvas. Okay. And these 5 Manas Nakshatras show the quality of manifestation. So everything is interrelated. 5 chakras, 5 tattvas, 5 grahas, and Panchanan Shiva's 5 faces.
Sir, what I make of it is that the reason the elders used to say, if we look at the syllabus, it is in the order of Om Namah Shivaya. So was it the reason we were asked to chant to purify these tattvas and to purify these nakshatras?
Yes. Actually, Panchakshar mantra is 5 akshara.
Right.
Na, ma, sha, va, ya. Here, na and ma represent Prithvi Tattva and the Akash Tattva. And these 2 Tattva have the gravitation power.
Prithvi and the water. Prithvi and the water.
Prithvi and the water. When we say Nama, we are standing on the floor. The heavy weight. These 2 tattvas have a gravitation power. So we are standing here. Rest of the 3 elements are flying on the hairs. Agni, Vayu, and Akash. That is Shivaya. We are folding hands Nama to the 3 higher elements. Shivaya. So it comes Panchakshar, Namah Shivaya. And these 5 things are related to the 5 Manas Nakshatra. And so everything is interconnected.
This integration is leaving us spellbound.
Wow.
Sir, but we are not going to leave you here. Yes, wow, indeed, Inge, wow.
So, to remove this affliction of these tattva, specific Panchanan Shiva mantras related to each tattva, like Nagendra Harai and Satyojatam, these words for the Prithvi tattva affliction. This is in common use, and the Brahman people use it. If someone is get afflicted with the Prithvi tattva, just recite Nagendra Harai, Trilochanai, Basmangarai, Maheshwarai. So these are the mantra one can do, and it is believed it gives a quite relief in the affliction.
We are not going to leave you here. We will be coming back soon with another session with you on the now how it works in a nice manner and how it can be used to move ahead in life. And this is open to another session for the viewers of Saptarishis Astrology. We would love if you could post in your questions and would want to know whatever questions that you have from Sachadevji. We would love to answer it in a next session with him. Over to you now, Inge.
Indeed, very grateful to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have never explored that particular point. It is very interesting for me, and I would like to go a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah, sure. We'll do something.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Just one question I can ask immediately, which I could not grasp by now, because in some of the charts there was a friendly aspect, like from Jupiter and Sun, I remember, for example.
Okay.
Or Mars or Moon, they are friends, as you say. So, but in this particular, how we say, Manas Nakshatra, we take everything as an affliction.
The aspect of a friendly planet is not an affliction.
Okay.
But the kick is surely an affliction.
Okay. Means the kick means the lata.
Lata, right.
Okay. Surely an affliction. Either it is a benefic or a malefic or
friendly.
Yes,
anything.
There is no question of benefic or malefic or friend or enemy. Kick is kick.
Kick is kick.
Maybe the friendly planet and maybe the enemy planet.
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference. When you are getting a kick, it hurts you. That's it.
Yes. Be it from the brother or be it from your friend, or from your enemy.
Yes.
It is always.
Yes.
Obvious. So?
Kick is solved.
Wishing you a very happy day from the members of the Saptarishis team, me, Anuradha, and Inge. And sir, we look forward for another session from you. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to the lady and the entire Saptarishi team for this invitation and organizing such a wonderful discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you.